There is always something new going on in Disney World, and today I am here at Disney's Animal Kingdom to get you up to speed on all the major construction updates, big announcements, and some secrets that you probably didn't know about. Let's go. My friends and I here at AllEars are all about making sure you're prepared for everything before you step into the parks. So today, you're coming along with me, and I'm gonna get you up to speed on the biggest things that have happened in Animal Kingdom recently. I'm here at Animal Kingdom to show you what's new. Hey, Animal Kingdom, what's new? Hey, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What are the up to? I guess they're just not gonna tell me. I'm just gonna go find out for myself. All right. Figured someone would start talking to me. Like a plant or a zebra. Right at the entrance of the park, some of the enclosures, the animal enclosures, seem to be, well, enclosed even further, except with construction walls. Now, as far as the front of the park animal enclosures construction goes, Disney doesn't always give us a reason as to why there's construction. But it is safe to assume that from time to time, to keep the animals as safe and as clean and as in habitat as possible, they have to do some work on it from time to time. Everything the light touches. It's my immediate go-to. It's Mufasa. What about that shadowy part over there? You must never go there, Simba. That is Dinoland, USA. Dinoland has definitely seen some better days, because recently we've seen some things disappear. Walls have been up in Dinoland since they closed Primeval World in 2020, but now they've also removed the Dino Diner. Dino Diner featured different hot dogs, a corn chip pie, and churros. Now, this construction was inevitable based on the announcements that came from D23 this year. And I'm sure we're going to see even more changes happen to Dinoland USA. Disney execs at the D23 Expo talked about the reimagining of Dinoland. Now, there's no telling as to what will actually be confirmed because they're kind of vague about it. It may be Moana themed. There might be some Moana theming in here. There might be some Zootopia theming in here, which both of those choices are interesting to me. I mean, I'll get into it for a second. Moana, I mean, that story really isn't based around like animals and like how the animals live. I feel like that's more water-based, which is why the attraction in Epcot is going to make sense. The waterfall walk-through area. But Zootopia is strange to me as well. I mean, I get it, they're animals, but they're animals living like in a utopia, I guess. Zootopia, I get it. They're not actually like living in you know, habitats that we're used to. We're not, you know, it's not really that conserving or conservation, anything like that. And I think, you know, Joe Rohde even like commented on potentially those two IPs being in the parks, and he definitely had some keywords about it. To walk through Dinoland USA, and then all of a sudden you're in a skyscraper with a leopard who is a security guard. I mean, that it doesn't quite connect to me. Literally thinking out loud, which is probably not good for anybody at this current moment. I don't know. What do you think about the Dinoland USA refurbishment that will inevitably become upon us? I mean, I've never loved the carnival idea. You know, even these cracks are fake. I mean, they're real cracks, but they were intentionally put there to look like an old parking lot. Which again has never really quite made sense for Animal Kingdom. I do like the backstory. The backstory is interesting. That these two people named Chester and Hester decided to create a whole little theme park to bring in money for their gas station because Dino Institute became so successful. That whole through line has been interesting, but only because I've been so confused as to why this parking lot exists in the middle of Animal Kingdom. I'm excited for the update. I think it's time. I'm excited for more, for better theming, better immersion, all that jazz. Also, over at one of my favorite and most terrifying rides, in my opinion, Dinosaur. There are all these shrub walls around the dino, or Aladar, or you know, if you're familiar with the movie Dinosaur, because who isn't, right? Everybody knows and loves that movie, right? Well, it's an iguanodon. We don't exactly know why these walls are up, but we'll keep checking back, so follow along with us at AllEars.net for the latest. I mean, first glance, I assume they're doing some work on the pond that goes around the iguanodon. Now over at Creature Comforts, half of it is literally closed down. There is a big wall right down the middle of Creature Comforts. This definitely might make your coffee line a little bit longer for your next trip, so be aware before banking on a quick coffee stop. Disney has not talked about why half of it is currently closed down, but as we all can assume, I'm sure it's a little bit of an update, a little bit of a cleanup. Hopefully it won't take that long to get both sides back open so you can get your caffeine fix. Now remember, always check Disney's construction calendar before planning your next Disney World vacation so you know how it's going to affect your next trip. Or hear me out. You can just go to AllEars.net because we got the updates. Construction. I'm really bad at jingles, guys. This is something I'm learning about myself. So when I was a kid, I used to go to the Boneyard Fossil Fun site and just pretend I was Scar from The Lion King. We're talking about Scar a lot today, but I just felt that was something that everybody should know. Why? Just because imagination is cool. This summer, the full Festival of the Lion King show returned. Now, starting in 2021, Celebration of Festival of the Lion King reopened as a modified version of the show. Now, this version was shorter and had less cast members. It also removed the Tumble Monkeys and the Aerialists, where they fly around during Can You Feel the Love Tonight. But now the full version is back, and I'm so excited to check it out. I love Festival of the Lion King so much. My favorite part about this just show in general is kind of how it came to be. Right when the park opened, they didn't have a lot, so they needed a show, like kind of like a place filler, knowing they were going to have like a bigger, better show at some point. So it was literally a place filler, but it was so well received. People loved it so much that they just decided to keep it around, which it has stood the test of time. It is still here today. Love it. It has a little bit of everything. I mean, you've got aerialists, you've got tumblers, you've got fire dancers, you've got great vocalists, you've got puppeteers, you've got characters like Timon and Pumbaa, and of course your favorite songs from The Lion King. Like, listen, this is one of my favorite shows, especially because I love that each one of the singers, every time you see it, the singers take, you know, creative liberties with their like vocals and their riffs and their runs, and I love it so much. Definitely a must-do. Why? Because live entertainment is important. I get it when you hear theme park shows or theme park entertainment and you're like, skip it, I want to go ride attractions. But here's why you should definitely never, ever skip live entertainment at Disney World. These big theater shows, I mean, these things are thorough, they're really well done, and you're not going to see entertainment like this, at this caliber, included in a park ticket anywhere else. Specifically because of the nostalgia and how it makes you feel. And little Festival of the Lion King, for example, at the end, the finale, the mega mix, that mashing up all of your favorite songs from the movie The Lion King, it is literally my favorite moment at Walt Disney World, when everybody comes together and it just becomes this big celebration, and people are up on their feet, people are standing, they're screaming, they're cheering. The singers are literally singing their face off. I cannot recommend it enough. It's gonna change your world. Do not pass on live entertainment here at Disney World. I mean, let's go. Finding Nemo the Musical is back, and it's updated. Now it's Finding Nemo the Big Blue and Beyond. It used to be a 35 to 40 minute show. It is now a 25-minute fast-paced show, musical extravaganza. It still features all of your favorite songs like In the Big Blue World, Go With the Flow, Just Keep Swimming. But this time, the story actually takes place during the timeline of Finding Dory, where Gil and the Tank Gang are basically reminiscing about how Nemo came to be in their lives and how Nemo traveled the seas and how Marlin followed him, and Dory. It's a retelling, but from Gil and the Tank Gang's perspective. You'll even notice some special effect changes. They've got a brand new LED wall that basically shows the set pieces on the LED wall and helps deepen the stage perspective. And it's just overall a much faster paced show. I mean, I was impressed. I was like, wow, these guys are working hard. But in my opinion, it's definitely a must-do, especially now that it is a shorter show because it's less of a time constraint. You can go in for 25 minutes, enjoy a good show, and then move on to your next attraction. Enjoy the AC, enjoy the musical, enjoy the live theater, because hashtag live entertainment is important. Another form of entertainment that has returned are several of the Animal Kingdom character meet and greets. Chip and Dale in their dino PJs, Daisy Duck, and Mayor Donald Duck. Now these meet and greets have been missing since 2020, so we're glad to see the gang back. And we're still missing a few friends like Russell and Doug from Up and Launchpad McQuack from DuckTales, but you can potentially see them and other characters on the character cavalcade boats. You might even see Pocahontas, Rafiki, Miko, and a few surprise friends. Now meet and greets are extremely important because that is a huge reason why people come to the parks, to meet the characters that they've seen from their childhoods, and especially in lands like this, at Animal Kingdom, it really immerses you in the land that you're currently standing in. So I'm so glad that character meet and greets are coming back. And if you haven't seen it yet, check out our video where we meet every Disney character in Disney World. Alright. Expedition Everest. This ride was closed for a couple months at the beginning of the year for a refurbishment. And I know we're all thinking it, we were all hoping it, that the reason for this ride refurb was to do some work on Betty the Yeti. Now shortly after Disney's Animal Kingdom opened, the Yeti had to be switched from A mode to B mode. A mode meaning it's larger than life animatronic moving around, shaking the building, but apparently the Yeti was actually damaging the structure of the actual ride building, the entire building. So it was switched to B mode, which is basically fans and strobe lights to simulate movement. Now we were hoping that maybe this refurbishment, they were going to do something with the Yeti and maybe bring it back to A mode, do something a little different, but it is still raging hard as the strobe lighting effect Disco Yeti. Turned out the refurbishment was just a generic refurbishment to make sure the ride system was good to go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but with the sun literally leaking through the trees and the Forbidden Mountain behind it, I mean, that looks really cool. I feel like I'm really in Asia right now. Immersive.
Secure all gear in the cargo bag for your safety.
These kind of refurbishments happen all the time, so make sure to check Disney's refurbishment calendar when planning your next trip. Now, Disney loves to drop new snacks and food, and Animal Kingdom is no exception. Now, this month, Disney is celebrating Hispanic and Latin America History Month with tons of new food items. One here at Restaurantosaurus is the Cuban sandwich. Alright, currently the Cuban is $11.99 and is made with roasted pork, sliced ham, Swiss cheese, yellow mustard, and pickles, served on a buttery Cuban-style bread with French fries. Definitely flat and pretty good. It reminds me of a panini of sorts. Oh wow! Wow, I am pleasantly surprised. That is really good. Ratios are always super important to me, and the meat and bread ratio are on point. I was nervous it was going to be too much meat and not enough bread, but it's really, really nice. The pickles add a nice sour brininess to it. All the different meats pair well together, but definitely they added, it's a little cheesy, which I love, so I love how much cheese they put on this. Positive review aside, note that it is lots of meat. It is very meat heavy, so I'm nervous about the sun and walking around the rest of the day, because it is, again, you're eating a bunch of meat on a sandwich, so it's not a super light meal, so just forewarning, but still very tasty. But it is important to remember it is only here until October 15th, so get it while it lasts here at Restaurantosaurus. Also here at Restaurantosaurus is the Tres Leche cupcake with a little Encanto theme on top of it. That's the next treat I get. Tres Leche is my favorite, so I'm very excited about it. Also for Hispanic and Latin America History Month, over at Nomad Lounge, they've got a bunch of new food items there too. Like the Cuban Fritz sliders, burros tacos, and so much more. Honestly, now I'm regretting my choices. Don't get me wrong, the Cuban at Restaurantosaurus was very yummy. But Nomad Lounge is my favorite. It just is. Also because I like to get the Tempting Tigress, one of their specialty cocktails. Don't mind me, just dreaming about a Tempting Tigress. And for the month of October, there will be a bunch of Halloween treats coming to all the parks. We are always seeing new merch slide into the parks, and Disney's Animal Kingdom is no different. One of my best merch tips for this park is to really explore the different sections of the park for some unique items, like the hand-carved souvenirs in Africa. But for that Disney merch, you'll want to keep an eye out for Halloween merchandise right now. Tails! Now I can be like the guy from the Festival of the Lion King. Kyume. Be prepared for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murder. I like it. Hello, I'm Socks. Hi, Socks. These are also socks. These socks are shorter, but you get it. Wow, look at this backpack thing. Really interesting. Oh, it's got such a... I mean, this is a choice, for sure. Is it too much in a good way or a bad way? I haven't decided yet. Yeah. And don't forget, if you need to save time, use mobile checkout on your My Disney Experience app. Oh, whoa. Oh, well, this is something that I need. I feel like Quincy and I should get a Kronk and Yzma shirt. The Kronk to her Yzma, I'll take it. Now, Disney has tons of new stuff all the time, and this is only scratching the surface. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now go watch my last news update where I give you all the latest news on Epcot. See you there. Listen, I'm just trying to make sure you're prepared for your next trip. It's important to be prepared for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murky scam.